So glad to have you with us on the Public Square today. I'm Wayne Shepherd. Here's our group who have gathered for this discussion today. Dave Zanotti is here, of course. Rob Wolgate, Melanie Elsey, Dr. Jeff Sanders is here, and our producer, Alan C. Duncan. Means we have a full house here, Dave.
We do, and an interesting subject, Wayne, coming into the Christmas season and the celebration days before we get to Christmas in America, which is coming up. And for many of our listeners, it'll be either next week or next weekend, but the programming will be posted. It will be posted at thepublicsquare.com. You'll have access to it on our phone app, which you can get in your app store. And as we go through these Christmas in America shows, one of the things that we ask people is, do you have the phone app? And somehow it seems a difficult message to penetrate. I don't know if people have, and they've all got iPhones or Androids.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. They've all got smart devices, but a lot of people, I don't know if there's an aversion to having an app or if they just don't know how to get it or...
Well, we all have so many apps on our phone. Why not add the Public Square, huh?
Well, and it's free, and it takes 3 clicks to get it, and it doesn't force you to do anything. It just makes it available so you can listen anytime to this broadcast. And of course, we're thrilled every time a new station comes on board and every time people hear us on the air. But once they hear our program, they often say, I want to share this program with someone.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, they can't get the station to repeat it. So that's how you do that. That's how you become your own radio station. And you can visit us at thepublicsquare.com for that. Alan, our executive producer, has a word. Now a word from our executive producer, Alan C. Duncan.
Well, just to add to what you guys are saying, it also would be helpful if people do download that app. Even if you don't primarily listen to it on the app, it helps us be recognized within the App Store. If someone downloads our app, gives us a 5-star rating, it helps it to be more discoverable for other people who might not be able to get it on their radio, because there's some other apps with similar names to ours.
Yeah.
That's why we've taken to saying, look for the lamppost.
Right.
That's us. So please, whether or not you're going to listen on the app, please download it. Give us a 5-star rating if you enjoy the program, and that'll help us be able to be found by other people.
And for those of you that are interested in copyright law litigation in the United States Patent and Trademark Office,
seriously, we're going there?
No, we do have some very good lawyers now. But because we've been around for 43 years, what most people discover pretty quickly is that our applications for trademark protection on everything that we've been doing precedes most everybody else because we've been doing it a lot longer, and we do tend to get our paperwork done on time, thanks be to God. So there are people that are nibbling around the edges of a term like the Public Square. We're fully aware of them, and please don't be alarmed.
Now I can sleep at nights knowing that's taken care of.
I mean, some people thought maybe we've changed or someone stole our name. No, it's to have a term as generic as the Public Square under trademark protection at all is really quite a miracle. But you can't protect those words in every arena of commerce. Mm-hmm. In other words, we can't turn around and claim copyright over every public square in the nation that's got a road sign up there that says that. Yeah.
Well, anytime we meet someone and they aren't familiar with the Public Square, but they're familiar with the work of the American Policy Roundtable. So then we, talk and we exchange email addresses, and you tell them the email, and then you say at thepublicsquare.com. They're like, ooh, that's a good one. You must have got that early. And by God's grace, we did.
Yeah.
So that please don't waste any time being alarmed about that sort of stuff. But anyhow, we are fully aware of what's going on. So, but before I got off into that place, getting the app is really helpful because you can then become your own radio station, and that's really important because this is a work, and I'll use the term that Christ used. In honor of what he said in the Great Commission, is that we're to be teachers. We're just not to be in the business of wanting to see people make decisions. We need to be modeling what it means to follow, as Dr. Allen would say, in the way, to be a follower in the way, and so that others will want to be inspired. And this is one of the ways we help people do this. And we know that the level of conversation that you hear on the Public Square is not the typical level of conversation we find in American political discourse. We're different by design. There's a difference by intention. Now, it's not style alone. It's certainly not anything to do with accommodation or appeasement. We're not trying to sound different so that people will like us, because that's a very temporary reality. Because the message here is not changed.
And it usually doesn't work anyway.
True.
If coming through this last ballot issue campaign proves anything.
People like Alan and Rob a lot. Me, not so much. But this is the way that it works. So the subject we're going to talk about today is about how we talk about things today. And we're going back to William Wilberforce, a wonderful model in history. He's been dead for a long time, so there's no one's going to edit him. No one can censor him. No one can get him fired.
Cancel him?
No, canceling.
Can't be canceled. He's on to his reward, and his testimony really cannot be erased. And this was the parliamentarian who made it a life's focus, along with several other people, to abolish slavery in Great Britain, in the United Kingdom.
Mr. Wilberforce, we understand you're having problems choosing whether to do the work of God or the work of a political activist.
We humbly suggest that you can do both.
Now, William Wilberforce had two objectives and he mentions them in his film, and they're mentioned in a number of books written about him as well. His first objective was the abolition of slavery. His second was the restoration of manners. And you think, now that's just weird, because when we think of manners, we think of folding your napkin, knowing which fork, which fork and knife to use, how to introduce people to one another. That's right, Wayne. His whole thing was civility.
Mm-hmm. Showing respect to other human beings.
Yeah, and it would make sense. It would flow. In other words, this isn't just about showing respect for people that are in chains and in bondage and ending this horrific, awful sin. We need to learn how to treat all people with a common notion of respect. Why? Because all people are made in the image of God. No one gets here by their own choice.
And that's true in both words and tone, right?
Yeah, it is. And now, so coming into this right away, we're going to talk about the fact that we're coming into this in the midst of an election season. So let's get something out of the way right now. This is not about, we're going to use political examples. This is not an attempt to discipline, disciple, or hold any of the people accountable who are currently involved in the pursuit of the White House. It's too late for that across the board. That's not what we're trying to do. We're talking to each other as the people who have to listen to this stuff and asking, what can we do about it to change it? We're not attempting to change any of them.
In this 24/7, 365 news culture that we are in, 366 actually in 2024.
That's the numbers guy, Rob Walgate. It just flows out of him.
Is it always election season, no matter what year, no matter what month, no matter what day? Is that the world we live in now, that it's always election season?
That's a painful question, isn't it?
I think it is, but I think it ebb and flows. So it's not always at peak.
Right. I think, and we can tell that based on participation, based on people that are in,
right.
That are engaged, that
this
are
is
involved.
The lowest, slowest moment. If you could roll up to a stop sign and hit zero without having hit your brakes and literally the car stopped, that's how slow the political season is right now at the bottom of the 4-year cycle. Mm-hmm. The problem is, in just a few days, this thing goes from 0 to 60 as fast as you can drive.
Well, the occupant of the White House, whoever it happens to be in any year, ever since, as I can remember, about the Clinton years, is